And I am live. At least that's what the Twitch says. Okay. Happy Sunday morning. We are going to be doing a seaplane adventure in Flight Simulator today. And I tried to do this the other morning, but things went all kabloomy. And I ended up having to power the machine off, which was really sad. And then the past couple of streams, I've done some Valheim with the Vikings, and my flying fans are probably like, "When are you flying again?" So, well, that's going to be today. So let me just double check a couple of web pages, make sure we're good. All right, very good. Some of our usual suspects have joined the channel. That's amazing. We have Drunken Sailor Radio ready to go. And we have a chart. Very good. And the chart is for where? White Plains? Westchester County Airport, HPN. Okay. So let's set up for the adventure. We are going to be flying the Icon A5. The Icon A5 is a real interesting little aircraft. It is considered a sports plane. In other words, you don't need a full private pilot license to fly it. You just need a sports license, which for most people you can get that in about 4 weeks. So that's kind of cool. The plane has no instrumentation as far as like an autopilot or instrument landing or stuff like that. Although it does have a GPS, but it's all fly by hand, and it is visual flight rules only, VFR. We are going to do, we don't want to be, why does it say it's 2:39? It is not 2:39. It is 9:30 a.m. We're going to do that. And then we're going to do scattered clouds, because scattered clouds is prettier. We're not going to do live weather. We're going to do all players. We're going to do live traffic. And then we got the preset weather. I don't feel like messing with the weather engine today. This is going to be just kind of a fun, chill situation. We're going to leave out of Linden. Linden is right near the Merck research facility where I first became a Linux person. What do we got here? Okay. And then we're going to go to, where are we going to? KHPN. Now, because it's a seaplane, there we go. We can actually land in the water, which we're going to do. We're going to land on the Hudson. The goal here is to, you know what, KHPN, I don't know, that's, because Manhattan's right here, right? There's JFK. There's LaGuardia with the fine airport sushi. Alright. Alright, well this is fine. We're going to head south first. So we're going to make a beat. We're going to put a, I'm trying to find where the Statue of Liberty is. Here we go. We're going to make a waypoint so that we fly there first. And then we're gonna probably land on the Hudson and check out New York City and have all sorts of fun. All right. No, we don't want it to be 4:30 a.m. Man, this thing is being goofy. We're gonna make it 9:20 is fine. Okay. Okay, we're at the parking ramp. Blah 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 blah. I think we got everything set. So we are going to fly. And then we'll start at the virtual reality. Let's put the controls where they need to be. So I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I had Friday off, so this is like a 3-day weekend for me. It's been amazing. Although I do love my job. Technical account manager at Red Hat, which means I get to be a Linux nerd for a living. But it's having 3 days off was kind of nice. I had a lot of business meetings over the past few days, and they got a little tedious. All right, I'm gonna close Discord because I just don't need that getting in the way with notifications and whatnot. This is where I complain about, yeah, I need an I've got gaming drives in the system. They're regular spinning metal, but they're fronted with like 8 gigabytes of SSD. That's clearly not enough. I think I really should take the plunge and get some SSD drives. We will see. Stop spending all my money on crack whores is what I should do. Oh, hey, did I say that out loud? There were no actual crack whores harmed in this commercial. Thank you so much for your patience, my fans here, because this load time is insane today. I've debated starting the stream once I'm at the airport, but then I don't get to have any of the pre-flight discussion with you, showing you on the map and everything. It's really a double-edged sword there, right? At what point do I start going live? Now, if you're watching this on the YouTube, clearly you can just grab the little thingy and scroll forward. So, good for you. All right, so we are ready to fly? Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's the icon. All right, and let's spool up. Let's close that, because if I don't close that window before spooling up the VR, it can end up in a weird place. And nobody likes that. All right, spooling up the virtual reality. So I've forgotten to do this before. Let's go back to Streamlabs and switch to Live Scene VR. So you'll be able to see the stuff in the cockpit. The base stations are waking up. Good morning, base stations. It's a lazy Sunday morning, yeah. It's time for you to wake up. I did do a full VR ops check the other day. I took this plane out the other day, just to make sure everything was still okay. Yeah, that's base station 1 is awake, and base station 2, it looks like it's coming up. Okay, stop with the bad Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, here we go. Virtual reality's live. Let me get on the headset and adjust the perspective. Oh, hello. All right, so, and here we are. All right, so what we're going to want to do, we're definitely going to want to adjust this with the weather, but let's bring up the checklist, because this plane has a really simple flipping checklist. Up, and there is OVR toolkit. Let's ops check that. Oh, hello! What the hell? That's supposed to be Twitch chat down there. Oh, you know what? I never opened up Twitch chat. Oh, brother. Hang on. I can never, you know, I'm going to give myself some sort of a reward if I can ever do a stream where I remember to do everything properly at the beginning, because that has yet to happen. That has yet to happen, people. All right. Let's bring the Twitch chat out here. All right. And now we'll go back to Flight Simulator. And we'll bring up the VR windows. Oh, and I'm hearing myself in Twitch, which is not great. There we go. I had a separate Twitch window open. All right. I'm about to not give a crap about the Twitch chat window, but, and I don't know why that, I don't know why this window isn't staying up. Son of a... Like normally when I tap the control key, the window stays up, but now I'm having to hold down the control key. I'm wondering if something got changed. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I can check my Twitch chat. The other two windows, I don't need the pilot notes or, whoops, I don't need the pilot notes or, all right, I'll shut down. So, are you kidding me? Hang on a second. All right, I have a beautiful new back door, which I suspect is interfering with the VR sometimes because the infrareds reflect. So, oh, damn it, come on. Align. Anyway. So when the headset goes crazy like that, I'm like, oh, that's probably... So I just had to shut the curtains. All right, so we turn on the master switch. The fuel valve, that's behind me. I'm going to autocomplete that. All right, let me put more gas in the plane because... Yeah, we're going to fill at 93%. All right, so the engine starts real simple. Let me turn this off and see if I can align the VR better. No, crap. Okay, that's better. Ooh. My perspective was pretty bad. Oh boy. Okay. So let's see here. Where's the checklist? We need... strobe needs to be on. Throttle. We need to do up another ½ inch. All right. Clear. And my engine is actually on the back of the aircraft. It's a push. See? And while I'm looking, let's make sure the control surfaces all work. Let's see, rudder's good. Elevator moves up and down. Ailerons bank properly. Fantastic. And this aircraft actually also has retractable landing gear, which is not something I've flown yet. I'm at around 2,000. I guess every time I switch to an external view, it just kind of pisses it off. All right, very simple gauges. We've got oil temp, oil pressure, water temp, Fuel is great. What is this right here? Increased panel lighting. No, we're good there. I guess this is the test for the warning lights. Oh, good. All the warning lights are working. Okay, so now we just need to, let's check out the weather and see what the barometer's at. Altimeter 2922. Oh, we're already there. Yeah, I'm not using you know, the air traffic control thing. All right. So let's see. Well, do I have a parking brake? I guess I did because I just turned it off. All right. You just refused to get out of the way, so you're cut in half by the wing. And I apologize to your family for that. Very pretty little plane. Yeah. And what's cool about taking off from here is I'm right near Merck, where I used to work. Oh God, I just rhymed. No, Merck Research Labs, the Rawway facility is right over there. We'll fly over it when we leave. But I think our takeoff is basically right over it because this is Linden Airport. I landed here with a Cessna when I was dorking around a few weeks ago. Dorking around. Spent a lot of time here in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then I ended up in White House Station, which is a facility we will fly past. We're going to have Ajax Cat along for a guest flight. We're going to pick him up in Doylestown and then fly past Merck and then probably go get some airport sushi. But right now, the two of us are busy being Vikings. Oh, boy. All right. Well, I kind of missed the point. I should have stopped back there at that dashed line, but the brakes, I didn't quite get to them in time, but that's all right. All right. So we're going to... Okay. Oh, should have set the parking brake before doing the run-up. So it likes that. I'm not sure what happened. So we need navigation. Bring the power level back to idle. And that's our run-up, which was super simple. I don't know if this is just a bad checklist or whether this plane is supposed to be very easy to operate. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. No, I want it to part straight out. Okay. So, disengage the parking brake, go into the runway. And this plane doesn't require a whole lot of runway to take off, which is nice because it's small. It's meant to land on the water. So throttle up. A little bit of right rudder. A little bit of left rudder. A little bit of right rudder. And rotate. All right, and here we are in the air. And then we'll do this from outside. Retract the landing gear. Woo! And now I'm ready to land on the water. And we're going to overfly the Rawway Merck campus. Those are those buildings right in front of us. That set of buildings there, that's the 80 complex. That's where I did most of my work. These buildings right here. No, wait, this is the 80 complex, right? I'm sorry, that was Route 22. That's the 80 complex right there. And then there's Building 800, which was the basic chemistry. And then up there's some of the plan over there. So, fantastic. Hello, Merc. We're going to tune New York approach. We're going to request flight following. Yep. There's good old Merc. Do you miss it? Oh, I didn't know I had to act that. All right, so our cruise speed on this is about 75 knots. So we're going to settle in here. Try and trim the elevators up a little bit so that we are holding at about 1,000 feet. Our altimeter is super simple. It basically, we only have the one dial. So we don't have the spinning outer dial and the little inner dial. And then fighting a little bit with the trim. And there's our route. So let's head to Lady Liberty by following the flight path. I believe that's the Raritan River. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, welcome to North Jersey, people. I spent a lot of time in North Jersey, especially in my college years and then after I was married. Because again, worked at Merck. Went to Rutgers University. That was a great experience for me. I enjoyed it. Met some great friends. Don't have a degree in computers, a minor in comp sci because I goofed off a little too much. But hey, I'm at Red Hat, so I guess I won. Yay! Let's see, who do we have? All right. We should hear people when they talk. Now that little gauge right there is the angle of attack gauge. That little one on the top of the panel. I'm guessing we kind of want to have that flat, but it's hard to tell. Being handed off to New York approach. Tuning to New York approach, contacting them. Now here's something funny. I'm not really sure if we're going to request Class B. That's just us basically saying, hey, we want to go through this controlled airspace. And they're saying, yeah, you can do that. There's not too much traffic. We're not concerned. Obviously don't hit other aircraft. But because right over there, that's Newark Airport, which is the Bravo airspace. Airspace, there's different types of airspace, with Bravo being the second most controlled, I guess. Pretty significant. Yeah, and obviously, major international airport, lots of jet traffic. That's going to be a fairly controlled airspace. They don't want any Joey bag of donuts just flying through, causing all sorts of trouble. Joey bag of donuts? jolly bag of donuts. Okay. Let us, rather than me singing, let us have some drunken sailors sing. Oh, this song's bawdy. Oh! Oh! Alright, this song's terrible. All right, well this definitely has made this a not for kids video. That's one of the YouTube options. Is this video for kids? Clearly not now. So up here, off to our left, we've got some tall buildings that are across from Manhattan. That's Jersey City, if you've never joined me or for a flight in this area yet. Jersey City, and then just north of that is Hoboken. Hoboken is important in the Richter's life because it is where the Stevens Institute of Technology happens to be, which is where Josh Richter goes to school. He's a chemistry major there. And then over in that direction, on the other side of Newark, is South Orange, which is where Seton Hall is, which is where Abby Richter is going to graduate this year. My two younger kids. Maggie Richter is way to the west in Reading, Pennsylvania. She's now a proper social worker. She graduated from Kutztown. And then Tori Richter, my oldest daughter, lives with us. So now you know where we all are. Please don't stalk us. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to stalk my kid from a YouTube flying video. That's just not going to work for you. Yeah, so anyway, the icon is pretty interesting. I was reading up on it. It's really meant to be a simple to fly plane, and the fact that it's amphibious is kind of cool because you can do things like land and then spearfish from it. There's honest to God people who do that. It's not cheap, mind you. I mean, maybe it's relatively cheap. It starts at $300,000, but it's supposed to be about as simple to operate as a car, right? They try to make the minimum level of complexity for it to still be a proper aircraft. The one in the flight simulator does not have an autopilot, but they apparently make a model with an autopilot now. So that's fun. All right, we're gonna lower our altitude a little bit, pull back on the throttle, and buzz the Statue of Liberty. Because why not? Remember, trim sets our airspeed and throttle determines our altitude. So we're trimmed to be at about 70, 75 knots, and increasing and decreasing the throttle should play with our altitude. So we got some pleasure ships, we got some freighters, we got a cruise ship over there, and we got the Statue of Liberty. Hi, Statue of Liberty. How are you today? Look at all the freedoms. So much freedoms. All right. Let's hold this altitude. We're at about 500 feet. I don't want to be down yet. Now I think that one over there, I think that's Rikers Island off to the right, and I forget what this island is. But this over here is definitely Jersey City, which used to be a dump, And they've really kind of done this big revival with them in the past few years. Used to be a dump. Yeah, when I go into Manhattan for work, I will drive to Jersey City, park at the Newport Center Mall, and take the PATH train into the city. It's a great way to do that. Hello, Jersey City. I don't care who you are. That's pretty friggin' impressive. Yeah, that's the PATH station right there. Yeah, the buildings look a little sketch, slightly post-apocalyptic, but considering they're generating them from the Bing data live and they're not hand drawn, I'm going to give them a little bit of a break. Just a little bit of a break. Oh, I'm leaving their airspace. And here we are coming up on Hoboken, home of Frank Sinatra. Again, this is where Josh Richter hangs out at Stevens Institute of Technology, which we're coming up on. There's there's the athletic fields. One of the athletic fields, there's another athletic field, and then his dorm is over in these buildings over here. And there's the parking lot where we park when I go visit him. And then Benny Tadino's is downtown right over there. And there's the Great Bagel Place over there. Ah, can you throw some bagels up to my airplane, please? The city of Hoboken, a fine city. I think I keep like flipping and flopping over a line here of airspace, so they keep handing me off. I mean, that's their problem. All right, let's check out Manhattan. All right, so up here, and I slipped into another area again. So here's what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure the Intrepid is over here somewhere. We got some New York waterfront. That's a. So we're gonna land and become a boat. That actually looks like a cruise ship. All right. Let's come around. Oh boy. Turning a little harsh. That's okay. Full landing flaps. Look at that ship. That looks a little warped, but we're just going to go with it. Check my angle of approach. We're throttles at idle. And we are now a boat. Sit back and you'll hear a tale. So here we are skimming along the Hudson. Now here's the thing. I don't know what any of the regulations are in terms of take random seaplane and land on the Hudson River. I could be violating something here. I don't know. Also making this thing, the wind can play some serious havoc with this guy steering in the water. There's definitely some finesse to it that I'm not familiar with. All right, so at slower speeds, I have a rudder to help, a water rudder to help with that. So I'm going to drop the water rudder into the water. Hopefully that'll give me a little more control. And yeah, the plane does have a bilge pump. See there that button that says bilge? Yeah, that pumps it out if the water fills up. Although I'm told they don't model that at this point. Now, I'm not sure what all that garbage is there. Clearly that's decorative. But clearly we're also running into some of the limitation of the graphic of like how they render the scenery. But come on, how friggin' cool is this? I'm sitting here floating in the Hudson next to Manhattan. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so those boats right there, those are like boat models that it doesn't realize are supposed to have height to them. Oh, boy. That's pretty funny. It's not quite the holodeck. Not quite yet. Also, I don't know how the video is on the stream. I'll have to review the YouTube because it's a little janky for me. Just a little bit of micro stutter going on. Now, SteamVR has been updated a few times. I might need to revisit those settings to try and make it look better. Just the performance. But again, to me it's amazing that a game that's supposed to model flying thousands of feet over the air, I can land and see this level of detail of scenery that, again, has not been painted by hand. It's been generated by algorithms based on cloud data. What a time we live in. What a time we live in indeed. Okay. I don't know about you, friends, but I think it's time to take a closer look at New York. So we're going to throttle up. And we're going to become an airplane again. How cool is that? And I'll retract the water rudder. How cool was that? And again, you can see very short takeoff requirement. She popped right out of the water. Yeah, I've been to Manhattan. Some of it does not necessarily look like this. All right. Some of the graphics are janky. All right, let's cruise down because we haven't touched the trim. Hi, Hoboken. Good to see you again. Oh, I forgot to tune into New York approach. I feel like that's another player right there in a high-speed small jet. All right, so 300 feet, that means I can fly over a 30-story building. Let's get a little more. So that's the Freedom Tower right there, which is right near where our New York office is, which I'm kind of trying to figure out where that might be, also without hitting buildings, because it's one of the, it's on Broadway, it's near the one park, and it's got this big red cube in front of it. Ah, but yeah. Yeah. There's the Staten Island ferry dock right there. I've ridden on. We used that before COVID when we camped at a scout camp on Staten Island, and then did a New York hike. New York hike. East side of Manhattan. In front of us, the Brooklyn Bridge. Ah, I keep making these poor air traffic controllers hand me off. Meanwhile, the poor ATC is talking Brickyard through his approach, and I can't talk over him. Let's see if we can find Times Square. They're going to be like, you cross our airspace one more friggin' time, and I'm going to kick your ass. I feel like they're going to start yelling at me. Make up your mind, icon! Pick an airspace and stick with it! Empire State Building, looking good. Looking all imperial. No giant gorillas on top of it, so that's good. Because sometimes Manhattan has a giant gorilla problem. You know, King Kong. God, I hope I didn't have to explain that. Alright. So, I'm terrible with directions, but in theory, In theory, Times Square is up over this way. Oh, look, another small aircraft. That looks like a Cub. A Piper Cub. That's probably another live pilot. I have to imagine that New York City is a popular destination for Microsoft Flight Simulator fans, especially since they won't get in trouble for doing what I'm doing right now, which I don't think the FAA would normally approve. This low-flying, oh, the MetLife building, this low-flying, buzzing like the Sears Tower of Chicago. I don't know what that building is. All right, and there's Central Park. Now, I will say I'm being buffeted by winds a little bit. That's why I'm jumping up and down like that. But Central, for some reason, New York does not totally kill my frame rates, which makes me happy. All right, so now we're going to head on course to Westchester. Yikes. Lot of buffeting. Getting beaten up here. Let's see how far out we are. Oh, garbage. There we go. Hitting the buttons with the mouse is sometimes a little challenging. Hey, thanks for following. I know the robot just thanked you, but, I'm here for real, so appreciate that. All right, so what do we got? We got Manhattan behind us. You know what? I agree. I absolutely agree we need to do this. Full flaps. Oh, boy. I absolutely agree. We need to land in Central Park on that lake. I might be a little close, but I've cut throttle to idle, and we'll circle around a bit, and we'll see about landing there. But you guys are absolutely right. And yes, I know literally nobody said that, but I know what you're thinking. Uncle Mark, you need to land on that lake in Central Park. Because why wouldn't I? All right, so we're at 1,000 feet. Altitude's coming down. Let's see here. Probably, okay, so if we treat that like a runway, we're doing right turns, so we're on right downwind. Tuh. I'm treating the lake like a runway now. That's cute. Give a little more throttle so we don't plummet out of the air. All right. Now, I'm not promising that we're going to survive this landing. We might skid off into the shore if I don't have enough rudder control to be a water bug. But, you know, if you can't try stupid things in a flight simulator, why do you even run it? And to me, this is a perfect use case of this aircraft. 300 feet. Actually closer to 500 feet, all right. 400, okay. Throttle's idling. We'll turn final. We're coming in hot. I think we're too high, but we're going to find out. Although we might be able to, what I'll do is I'll come down lower here and I'll turn west to put her down. Kind of do a circle. That's the great thing about a seaplane. You actually don't need a straight runway, at least not to land. All right. And we landed in Central Park because we're criminals. Turn, 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 turn. Don't hit the shore. Don't hit the shore. And all the people in Central Park are freaking out. This airplane landed in the lake in Central Park. All right. We're going to need flaps to take off, I think. Well, maybe we don't. I like how I can tune ground now because I'm on the ground. What does it figure? What airport does it think I'm at? Does it think I'm at LaGuardia? I'm going to have angry NYC police and the police horses, like from Elf. They're going to be attacking me. Oh, wow. Oh, man. I'm such a rebel. All right. Let's... So I've got some flap. Full throttle. Oh, boy. Oh! Yeah! Oh, boy. Bigwig, you just... Oh, okay, so you saw me taking off from the lake in Central Park. Yeah. That's one of those don't try this at home kids. Well, do try it at home. Use a flight simulator. All right. I couldn't fly past that lake in Central Park and not try landing on it. That just there's no circumstance where that could happen. Had to try. Oh, there's LaGuardia over there. You know what? We're going to land at LaGuardia, I think. Runway 22. So here's something that pisses me off. I don't have a great compass. So runway 22 is going to be... It's going to be... where is a... So now that's 90. Well, that's correct. But I'm more concerned with lacking a compass so I can tell exactly what heading I'm on. Because I'm at about 110. And I'm trying to work out what runway 22 is at LaGuardia. I think the one with the runway indicators is going to be... Yeah, that's obviously not... That's obviously going to be runway blah, 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 blah. I think left downwind... All right. So that's got to be... All right. Oh, I hate myself for not knowing what the runway is. I'm pretty sure that's the runway we want. Is that a 22? Stick my head out the window. No, that's just paint. All right, so here we go. You know what? That's going to be runway 22 because if you look at my angle now... No, that's not runway 22. Oh. I want to say runway 22 is the tip. Okay, I think I got this worked out. We're on the other end of runway 22, where it's runway not 22. Runway not 22? You're a crazy person. Yeah, runway 4. Perfect. Yeah, because runway 4 is the yeah, runway. So left downwind. So perfect. We're entering left downwind. We went the long way around, but we're in left downwind. We're about to turn to left downwind. Left downwind is flying parallel to the runway, opposite of the runway itself. Because the idea is the runway itself is the upwind. And then when we make a left turn, we'll be on base. So we good. We good, fam. And most standard approaches are at 1,000 feet. I'm a little under the approach, but that's okay. It also looks like we have a jet on the end of the runway. So hopefully I don't get called to go around. Oh, looks like the jet's taken off. Now, if they tell me to go around, I'm going to. I'm going to do this runway. I'm going to do this landing the proper way because I heart you guys and I want you to see this done properly. Here's the great part. I need so little runway to land that this will be super easy. I could also just land in the water. I mean, but, you know. I'm not going to do that right now. All right, now the biggest thing I do wrong is I don't fly far enough out before I turn base because I'm terrible at estimating distances. But I think the guidance is oh my God, the VR helmet makes it so much easier to land because I can just crane my head back like that. And I can see, oh, the runway's 45 degrees off, so I can start my base turn. Yeah, the VR makes it so much easier. And then what I can do is once the runway is at about 45 degrees, I can start my final. Flaps are set for landing. Yeah, no, the VR, that's one of the best things about it, is the visibility and not having to like hit a hotkey to switch a camera. Just look where you need to look. Honestly, if you're at all serious about flying fake aircraft, the VR is worth it just for that. The ability to just look naturally. All right. And this is a very gentle 90-degree turn onto final. Now, one cool thing is, you know, you can use the whole runway. You see the PAPI lights to the right of it? All four of them are white. That means I'm too high. But those are assuming that I need far more runway than I really do. I'm just floating down now, like a leaf in the wind. Oh, shit. Landing gear. That was almost embarrassing. I fly the Cessna so much, I'm not used to putting landing gear down. When I did the external view, I'm like, oh yeah, landing gear. Ah. Oh yeah, I would know when I was on the runway if I had no landing gear, because there'd be an ugly metallic scraping and I would... Okay. Where do they want me to go here? The taxi arrows say go up here. Ah! I always forget I have to use my feet to steer when I'm on the ground. The stick doesn't do a damn thing. I don't think I'm going to make you guys sit through me parking the plane. But welcome to LaGuardia Airport. I can tell you I've never been here in real life, nor do I have any pressing desire to be here in real life. I like leaving out of Allentown. It's a nice little airport. But if I were going to do like an international flight, I guess I could potentially end up at LaGuardia as a connecting flight, maybe. Never had to use it for any of my flights to Raleigh. Oh, general parking's like almost a mile away. Oh. Serious clouds are serious. Woo! Serpentine, Shelley. Serpentine. Yeah, when I use air traffic control, I admit it. I cheat and I use the taxi arrows because looking at the airport diagram and trying to figure out the ramps and all that stuff, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I think they actually make some GPSs, some of the more modern avionics packages for aircraft that will do this for you. Like they'll they'll show you on the map the taxi route. So we're just going to pretend I have that. Now I'm in a little race with this truck. I'm kind of wondering if he's going to get all fussy with me. No, he's on his own little taxiway. Ground control will tell me, hey, dude, you know, hold for traffic. Got a lot of interesting aircraft here today. Lots of people waiting to take off, waiting to board, having been groped by TSA. They're ready to go. And it looks like I made you watch me taxi anyway. But you could have hit the close box if you really didn't want to see this. There is that. Yeah, and we go to this little ramp over here. Yeah, you park over here. Oh, and I don't even have the flashlight guy? Alright. I am now parked. Oh, this thing doesn't even have a mix control. Yep, that stopped the engine. Alright. Where's the master switch? Right there. All right. We had a successful flight in the Icon. Huzzah! Oh, the VR is freaky deaky when I do that. All right, I got to take this off because that was weird. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, when VR goes wonky, like when the application decides it's done sending proper data, that can throw your mind for a little bit of a shock. All right. That should shut the VR off. And then Steam VR. Here we go. Shut down. Yeah. All right. Well, we got done what I wanted to get done. We had a great flight. Yeah, great flight with the seaplane. Great flight with the seaplane. That's been something I've been wanting to try out for a while as a stream because that was fun. Got to see a little bit of Manhattan, and I think it's about time now. Our Cessna's in New Orleans, so we're gonna start flying that sucker north probably in my next stream, which is honestly not really 100% sure when that's gonna be. Probably either later tonight or one night this week. But we're going to a friend's for dinner. So anyway, that is all for now. Thanks for flying with me. Y'all have a great day.